game plan. Everybody hit the like button. Let's go.
Congratulate them, talk to them, and I know that I would never be allowed to talk to anybody else. Aside from everybody, I would give them the attention that an official is not supposed to give anybody, and it made them feel like, wow, he's paying me attention. It is a direct form of grooming.
Were there certain characteristics that you looked for in children before molesting them?
In children, yes, but more I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not.
I just want to know how to talk to this dude like this in this capacity.
That the child had friends that he would tell, I would not approach him. If I thought the child had friends that were in the same capacity he was, I would approach him. For the simple fact that if I could molest him, I could lure him into believing, grooming him into believing that he would enjoy it. And therefore, I could manipulate him into having his other friends come and be molested by me as well.
So perhaps a child that doesn't really have a whole lot of friends, maybe not really a strong family, things like that.
Yes, no spiritual values, weak in education, needs help in many ways. Even from split parenting, has a mother who may be having problems with the family, well, here comes superhero in to help out, wow, well, thank you very much. No problem. You ever need me to take him away for the night so you can have a night out? No problem. It works.
Whoa! Hey man, y'all know I do tough topics. But tonight might be the toughest topic I've ever tackled. To love a predator. Okay, to be fair, to love a potential predator. How do you protect your children from a potentially sick significant other? Loving amidst uncertainty. Safeguarding your children from a potentially troubled partner. See, we hear about this in the Black community a lot. When is the right time to let people meet your children? And how much agency do you give the person you're dating with regards to interacting with your children? How do you prepare your children to interact, with your new boyfriend, or your new dude? And we've heard about it. Call in. This is going to be one of them ones. Call in 1-800-920-1580. This is a national conversation, of course. Man, how does a significant other gain enough trust for you to say, it's all right for you to kick it with my kids, or take my kids to practice for me, or, supervise my kids when I'm not around. How do you vet that person out? The most important communication between the parent and the child, humanizing people, understanding what happens in many family systems, sexual encounters and physical abuse, making children feel safe enough to report, talking to children about their experiences with abuse, being with him or her long enough to observe behaviors. Oh, goodness. How do you autocorrect when there are concerns? Being sure to not project your abuses onto the children and the relationship. Oh my goodness, this is going to be difficult. When should you allow a new love interest to come around your children? What criteria should you establish before introducing a new partner to your children? How do you figure out what they got going on inside of them? You've heard me talk about it for a long time now. You hear me talk about it all the time. Everybody's a work in progress, but some people's work is some people's workload is heavier than others. So how do you vet your new dude or new woman? How do you bring them into your situation if you have children? How do you integrate them safely, successfully? 1-800-920-1580. Are there any special or specific red flags that might signal potential issues in a partner's behavior around children? Around your kids? Huh? You got a 16-year-old who's used to not wearing clothes in the house or wearing skimpy clothes in the house, and then you bring a guy into the environment. How do you prep her and say, look, I'm bringing a guy into the house? Because how do we know? Most people aren't therapists. I'm not a therapist or a psychologist or a psychiatrist. How do you figure this out? And sometimes, good answer, Attila Phillips out of Houston, Texas. Sometimes, background checks, right? But sometimes, some people slip through the cracks. How do you protect your children from a potential predator that so happens to be your significant other? What criteria should you establish before introducing a new partner to your children? I want to know. How can you assess a partner's mental and emotional stability when it comes to their interactions with your children? What are some methods for gauging a new partner's interest in children, especially when it's not directly related to your own? Are there certain conversations or topics you should broach early in the relationship to understand a potential significant other's stance on child safety? How can you balance your desire for a new relationship with your responsibility to protect your children? We saw R. Kelly go to jail for doing all the stuff he did. I was going to do this whole topic was going to be all R. Kelly music, but I said, no, I digress. I won't do it. A lot of families were involved. No disrespect. I'm just saying. I know it's R. Kelly, but you heard the rumors about the videotape and Aaliyah and all the other stuff. Why would you drop your kids? Okay. All right. What are some methods for gauging a new partner's interest in children, especially when it's not directly related to your own? How can you balance your desire for a new relationship with your responsibility to protect your children? What role should open communication play in addressing concerns about a partner's intentions towards your children? 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is not playing tonight. When is it inappropriate to involve a professional? Oh, excuse me, I said that wrong. When is it appropriate to involve a professional, such as a therapist, in evaluating a partner's behavior around your children? See, a lot of people get awkward when you say early on in the situation, hey, let's go to therapy early. Let's work through some things. I want to know what you're working through, and I want you to know what I'm working through. Some people would find that a bit off-putting, right? How can you differentiate between a partner with genuine interest in your children's well-being and someone with ulterior motives? What are the warning signs of grooming behavior? And how can you recognize them in a potential partner? How should you handle a situation where your instincts raise doubts about a partner's intentions? What steps can you take to educate your children about personal safety without causing unnecessary fear and anxiety around your new boo? 1-800-920-1580. Get to the phone lines. This is going to be one of those ones, man. This is going to be one of those ones. How do you strike a balance between giving a new partner a fair chance while at the same time ensuring your children's safety? What are the legal obligations and considerations in situations where a partner poses potential risk to your children, right? How can you create a supportive environment where your children feel comfortable discussing any discomfort or concerns they may have about your partner? How many times have you seen those internet videos, online videos of real life scenarios and situations where a woman, a young lady, is telling her mother, yo, your man hits on me when you're not around? And the mother go, you lying? How many times have you been, how many times we heard these stories in our community? You lying? There's a lot of Precious type mamas out there. You remember the movie Precious with famous comedian, what's my sister's name? I don't mean to forget my sister. What's her name? Her name evades me right now. It escapes me right now. She played Miss Parker. What's the sister's name? She's famous. We love her. She's a Sagittarius. Monique. Right? How do you protect? Let me ask this question. Are some people, men and women, more concerned about their women than the safety of their children? And or more concerned about their relationship than the safety of their children? And are more concerned about protecting the relationship than protecting the children? This is very interesting stuff tonight. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. The voice of reason. You already know what it is. To love a predator. Join the conversation. Learn how to protect your children from a potentially sick significant other. When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. You want to talk? I want to talk. Let's go. That's that one.
From KBLA Talk 1580.
This
Listen,
is this
if you're
one.
in the market for the best prices and the fastest delivery for custom-made roller shade, LA Custom Blinds is the place to be. Schedule a free estimate and they will come to your house, measure your windows, and bring a variety of fabrics to choose from. And then come back and install it all for free. The best part is that their factory is located right here in downtown Los Angeles. So they make the shades really fast. All you gotta do is go to LACustomBlinds.com and schedule your free in-home estimate right now. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice?
Everybody hit the like button. Hey, whoever dropped that first $5 on the super chat, this is one of those shows we should do $500. Yo, this is one of those shows. It's gonna be that informative. We should do $500. This show is really worth $20,000, $50,000. Hit the like button, hit the share button, get everybody in here. This is one of those shows we can't miss. Let's go.
Every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends.
Hey, DeMarcus Oliver, thank you. Thank you, DeMarcus Oliver, Truemonger, thank you. Everybody, thank everybody that hits that super chat. Let's get everybody in the conversation tonight. Let's go.
It's the biggest sale of the year. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition.
Share, like, share, and like.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus.
Share and like.
To adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with
What
warning.
infomercial?
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV.
What infomercial?
Learn more
Attila?
at RSV.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day.
Live in a minute.
My mind is still
No
running.
clip.
So I take ZQL.
ZQL, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of
This
non-habit
is
forming
me.
products to
This is
fit
them.
you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on
Hit the like
anything.
button, y'all.
Better days start with ZQL nights. Explore our products at ZQL.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
When you can't stop, there's Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub sends powerful medicated Vicks vapors right to the source of your so you can experience cough relief and breathe easier. Generations of families have trusted Vicks Vapor Rub to help relieve the
Thank you,
worst
Byron
symptoms.
Dixon.
So next time you have a cough, reach for the Vicks Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub. Cough relieving is believing.
Hey, y'all. Don't play me. Hit that super chat. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason, back on KBLA Talk 1580. I've come full circle after coming forward. Live from Leimert Park, tonight's topic is a doozy. Yes, you're going to have to be a little bit skeptical when you're bringing somebody that you're interested in around your children, if you have them. Being skeptical of a potential lover, protecting your children, the prospect of introducing a new love interest to your children is a momentous and delicate decision. It carries profound implications for the well-being and safety of your little ones. In a world where hidden dangers can lurk, skepticism becomes a vital tool. Don't get blinded by emotions. Skepticism is a vital tool. Listen now, we're going to get into the complexities of when and how to introduce a new partner to your children, recognizing potential red flags, assessing emotional stability, and gauging their interest in your children. Timing is crucial. The question of when to introduce a new love interest to your children demands a delicate balance here. Rushing this step can expose children to emotional turbulence, it's imperative to ensure a solid foundation in your relationship before involving the kids. Stability and trust between you and your partner must precede this critical milestone. You do not introduce your kids before, listen to what I'm about to say, y'all. You do not introduce your kids to a person you're dating until you have a firm understanding of who you are and who the person you're dating is. Yes, I'm putting you in it too, because sometimes the blind spots in you can't see the blind spots in them, right? You can't see what they're working with because of your own blind spots. And oftentimes we're trying to have what we didn't have, so we might mess around and skip this crucial step, timing. You don't get to just meet them. Well, we've been dating for 8 months, and I still don't know about your relationship with your mother. Let's go deeper. Or your father. I still don't know about all the things you've been through, whether it be abuse, emotional, neglect, physical. I don't know your attachment style. I don't know the communication style that your family uses, that you inherited. I don't know. But you want to meet the kids. If you don't bounce like bad checks, anyway, you got to establish a criteria. Before taking the leap, establish clear criteria. Assessing your partner's background, values, and intentions. Do they share your commitment to your children's safety and well-being? I don't really like kids. Okay, let me see who you used to date. Let me get to know the type. Do you have a type? Are they young? Are they old? Do you like to date younger? Like, who are you? We got to ask these real questions. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Establish a criteria. Their willingness to engage in discussions about parenting styles, discipline, and long-term plans signals their investment or lack thereof in your family's future. You need to learn how to recognize red flags within yourself. You hear me say this all the time. The person that you attract is mirroring something in you that has not been addressed by you. So the red flags conversation is first see red flags in yourself. See what you're susceptible to, right? Then see if their red flags are compatible with yours. Oh, this is heavy. Vigilance is essential when it comes to potential red flags in your partner's behavior around the children. You must, this is an absolute must, you must pay attention to excessive secrecy, reluctance to engage with your child's friends or teachers, or a history of inappropriate relationships. You need to learn how to cultivate and trust your intuition, and don't dismiss concerns. If you got a gut check going on, like, something's off when Raheem is around my daughter. Something's off. Move different. You need to figure that out. Assessing emotional stability. A partner's mental and emotional stability is paramount. They must be willing to engage in open, honest conversation about their own childhood, past relationships, and any other unresolved traumas. They must seek, right? You must seek, right? Their willingness to attend therapy if necessary. You must seek that out. Hey, man, you want to go to therapy? I like you, and I think we connected in a certain way. But you want to go to therapy? Let's see if there's some things we need to work out individually, right? And collectively, if I'm going to integrate you into a new relationship. You're in a relationship with me now, but if you want to be in a relationship with my children, I need to figure out what you're working with. And this should be number one. You better gauge the interest of your children. Do you even want to meet this dude? Are y'all interested in meeting this dude or this woman for that matter? Assessing a new partner's interest, right, in children extends beyond your own. Engage in casual conversation about child relevant topics. Observe their interactions with other children and pay attention to their involvement in charitable or community activities related to kids. Genuine interest in children's well-beings or their well-being should manifest naturally. It shouldn't come across forced. And if it does, you better pay attention. That is a huge red flag. You know an actor when you see one because you act a fool all day long. How many times have we brought somebody into our child's life that we haven't really vetted out and it turned out bad? Huh? When I come forward, you know the voice of reason gonna do it unlike anybody else. The phone lines are open. We're gonna talk. We got a lot to talk about. What's smacking? Suge Mac 510. Listen, we are at $15. 30 minutes in. Normally at this point of the show, where are we? Normally at this point of the show, we're at least $30. We did 50 cents a minute. Can I get everybody to support the channel? Whatever you got, whatever you can give, it is highly appreciated. It is greatly appreciated. There's much gratitude for anybody that can share, for anybody that can show their love. Please support the channel and continue to hit the like button. Continue to share the show. Share it to your threads. Tell them, hey, Zoe's on live. Share it to Facebook. Share it somewhere. Somebody share it. Let the world know we are in here and we are live. I'm sharing it to my Facebook right now. So can I get y'all to share it? Can y'all do that for me? Can y'all share it? I'm sharing it to my Twitter account. Can y'all share it? Let's grow the numbers. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on. Support. Hey, Vanetta Colbert. She says, great topic tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you. Please continue to hit the like button. Please continue to hit the share button. Please continue to hit the super chat button. We need everybody to get in here. We got 47 people right now. 47 times $3 a piece takes us to another space. Let's do it. Last show of the week. Last show of the week. Let's make an impact here. Gangsta Teacher. Thank you. Just shared it on Twitter. Thank you. Attila just shared it on Facebook. Thank you. Let's all share it. What happened to our caller? Who was it? People being impatient. So they weren't dropped. Okay, call back. Whoever that was, who was it? She's not, I don't think. I'm gonna call her back. She was in Culver City, right? I'm gonna shout her out. I see you, True. I see Sean as well. And Attila knows she got to call in. She got questions. Vanetta Colbert, thank you for the super chat. We're at $20 even. Man. Goddamn fly. It's a big ass fly in here. Support, fam. Let's go. Don't be stingy today. Today's not the day. This is one of those ones. The topic makes me angry. I'm gonna try not to cuss. Please do not cuss. I trust you. Please do not cuss. I need you to run some ad for my company. How do I contact you? Trapo, can somebody give Trapo my email address? My email address is vor106@gmail.com. Moderators, assemble. Can you guys send him that? Can you guys send him that? Can you guys put it in the chat? VOR106@gmail.com. V as in Victor, O as in Oscar, R as in Ralph, 106@gmail.com. VOR106@gmail.com. Yes, moderators, assemble. Sorry. We're at $20. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Push us over the hump. Push us over the hump. You know my benchmark is usually just $100. We're $80 away. Can we get there? 30 seconds. Here we go. Thanks a lot of body for these. Here we go. We're back.
Stranger danger used to mean worrying your child would be abducted in a public place, like a shopping mall or grocery store. Today, stranger danger means looking out for online predators that target kids and manipulate and abuse them, a process called grooming. Hi, I'm Becca, a VP of Customer Success at BART, a parental controls company. Today, I'm going to explain what grooming is, what it looks like, and how to help protect your child from sexual predators. Part 1, what is grooming? The term grooming means to prepare or train someone for a particular purpose or activity. For online predators, this activity is sexual abuse that can include taking sexual photos, sending sexual messages, sextortion, in-person sexual abuse or assault, and trafficking. The process of grooming is a purposefully slow one, as predators methodically take steps to build relationships with children and gain their trust. Predators are masters at manipulation and can appear kind and helpful to hide their ulterior motives, taking advantage of a child's naivete. Next, we'll discuss the different steps predators may take during the grooming process. They may not necessarily go in order, and some steps may be skipped. This is just an outline of the typical process. Part 2, targeting. Predators often set their sights on vulnerable children.
kids who may be emotionally fragile or have less parental oversight. They'll initiate conversations on public chat apps or in the chat section of games for kids, sometimes pretending to be younger than they really are. This is one reason why we often warn parents that any app that has a chat feature, no matter how seemingly harmless, can expose kids to predators. The first interactions are generally pleasant and include light conversation to lower defenses and make their target feel important. Part 3, engaging. Getting the child to completely trust them is the predator's main goal in this stage. The adult might also try to connect by paying them compliments or buying gifts. Be aware of any presents your child may receive from other adults, especially electronic devices like phones and tablets. These may be...
Ladies and gentlemen, VOR is on fire tonight. Zoe Williams back in the building. Very, very important topic. The sister from Culver City, what was her name, Andy?
Samantha.
Samantha from Culver City, please call back. Call back. We want to get new callers. And I'm calling out Los Angeles. I've been here for almost 2 years. And we got a national show bubbling over here. This content is unlike anything on radio. And LA is primarily silent. It's disrespectful. You want me to talk about fruitless silliness, meaningless, purposeless topics, then I'll do that. But LA, this is the #2 market in the nation, and y'all be getting outpaced by Houston, New York, Oklahoma, Omaha, people calling from everywhere, St. Louis, but y'all quiet. We want some new callers in here, and we want them from LA. Stand up, Los Angeles. Where Pasadena at? Where Inglewood at? Where Watts at? Where Compton at?
They probably in the cut or something, you know.
In the cut. I don't like
They're
it.
probably on cloud nine somewhere. But they listening to you, Joe.
I got you. I know they listening, but they got to show up tonight. LA, get up in here and stop playing reindeer games. I'm serious. This topic is for real. And here's a little bit more of advice. A little more advice. Families, mothers and fathers, people who are raising their kids by themselves and still want to date. You got to be practical before you just throw your kids to a potential wolf. You got to be aware, right? You got to be aware. Practical measures. In addition to, an emotional assessment, practical measures can help ensure your children's safety. You got to conduct background checks if needed, especially if any doubts about this person persist. You got to encourage open communication between your children and your partner. You have to foster a sense of trust so your children, listen, you got to use the same tactic the groomer gonna use. He's trying to get them to trust him. You need them to trust you. So if anything were to go down between them and your significant other, right, they will feel comfortable reporting any discomfort they feel to you. Do you understand? Being skeptical of a potential lover when it comes to their interactions with your children is not about assuming the worst, but about prioritizing your children's safety and well-being above everything else. Timing, criteria, recognizing red flags, assessing emotional stability, and gauging your children's interest in even wanting to build something with this new person. These are the building blocks of sound judgment. In the delicate balance, this dance here between love and protection, always err on the side of caution. The stakes are high. Your children's purity of soul, right? Their happiness and their security are worth every ounce of skepticism. You have to remain critical in your thinking and not just, overwhelmed. The sex was so good. He took me to Ruth Chris. He bought me the cheddar biscuits. Listen, don't get caught up in the cheddar biscuits to where you forget to protect your children. 1-800-920-1580. Phone lines are cracking. We're about to do it right now. Let's go. Who's been on the line the longest? Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Brother,
Yes, sir.
what a great conversation. So here's my thing, because I have experiences being, up there in the stratosphere of experience. You look, when you are taking your young kids in TK, transitional kindergarten, your first, second, third grade, you're dropping them off and do all that. Let me tell you the secret. The secret's real easy. The secret is you talk to all the parents, and you'll understand everything when you talk to the parents. You need to be chatty. You need to get in there. Say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and, hey, our kids are doing this, and you do this, and you'll see them in soccer, you'll see them in whatever else you're doing, but I'll tell you what, communicate with the parents, because I tell you what, no one wants to punch a parent in the face when they get older, right?
Right.
But sometimes some of these parents, ain't doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm never advocating violence. What I'm saying is, when you talk to them, you let them know, hey, I'm paying attention. It makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying attention to everything that's going on in the scholastic situation. I understand. I've already been through it because I'm an old guy. I've been through, grammar school, middle school, high school, college. I understand.
Break out the phone call.
What I'm trying to tell you is I want to understand you as a human being. And I guarantee, you know what's cool, brother? I met so many nice people. I met so many good people that are so cool with their kids and their presence. They're present in their child's development. And that's really all you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you meet people that aren't present and you have to worry about it, and I've met a few that, hey, there's some problems, but the thing is, then when you have what you're developing your own child, or, you communicate, you say, look, I talk to all these people. We're all in this together. It's a community. And so you do your thing. You kick that ass, and you do the best you can in school, and you do the best with these relationships, and you just know that I know the good parents. I know the parents that have your back, and I'm going to keep working on that, because that's what community is, brother. Because if you don't do it, you don't know. And then as a parent, you're kind of like, I don't know about this parent. I don't know. I talk to everybody. And if you haven't noticed, I call this show because I'm kind of chatty.
Yes, we've noticed.
And it's a good thing, brother.
It's a good chatty.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
That's right. And I love the show, and this is how you help people. Because I'll tell you what, it's better to be chatty and talk to people when you're dropping your kid off, even at the lowest level of TK, transitional kindergarten, and you talk to parents and you understand where they're coming from. Then you have an understanding. Because if you don't have that understanding, man, then you're assuming.
That's
and
right.
I hate that.
Right, you guessing.
I hate assuming.
You can't guess when it comes to them kids. I'm telling you.
No.
Yes.
And that's, I don't like that. You don't like that. No one likes that. So it's better to engage.
That's right.
Get in there, engage if you have kids, and talk to the parents, and hopefully, I've had a very good experience. Most of the parents have been great. But, occasionally you're going to meet someone who's a real jerk. And that just happens. That's life.
Right.
But at least you know it.
At least, yes, you were there. You figured it out. This is what that person is. Let me just say this, Sean, once again, you brought Oakland in the building. We appreciate the insight, brother. Call in anytime. You know the deal. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. We're having an in-depth, riveting, passionate, insightful, informative conversation on when you should bring your significant other to your children, when you should introduce them, when you should start cultivating a relationship with them. But you need to figure out who they are first. If you don't know who they are and you put them with your children, you've put your children in harm's way. When we come forward, more from the national audience who wants to speak. Yo, where my callers? I got Truemonger and Attila. Hey, y'all supporting tonight? What we doing? Y'all supporting? Nah? We at $21.99. This hour is boom. It's almost over. The first hour, just like that. Where are y'all? I know it's Thursday. It's my Friday. God damn. Y'all gonna wait an hour before we get the phone lines buzzing? Y'all gonna wait an hour before we get the super chat popping? I don't know what the fuck is going on with y'all today. Topic is too damn good for us to be so goddamn, you know what I'm saying, lazy about it. Get busy. There we go. Katina slapped me in the mouth with the truth. Katina in the building. Blessed evening, sister. Welcome to the conversation. Yes. Oh, sorry. Hood Scriptures starts on the 15th, not tomorrow. Hood Scriptures with Zoe Williams and Ray Grady. Right? Hood Scriptures. Zoe Williams and Ray Grady. That starts next Friday. Katina! Everybody shout out Katina. Can everybody salute Katina? Suge Mac. Can everybody shout out Suge Mac? Come on. We at 51.98. We doing it. I'll revise, Unc. Don't worry. You didn't know, so I was just giving you the heads up. I'm sorry. Zoe, you need an OnlyFans. Yeah? Okay. What up, James B? What up? Zoe and Gangsta Littlefoot got a show coming soon. Come on, man. Don't disrespect that brother. That brother is your brother. I know you're trying to be funny. I get it. I ain't tripping. Nah, seriously. Hood Scriptures. I'm literally going to be preaching on this show. And I'm going to be preaching and teaching out of the holy books. Turn him off. Turn R. Kelly. Listen, who was he singing to? Huh? Who was the R.I. singing to? Man, we got kids out here, man. Children are the future, man. They got enough problems modeling our problems. Do you understand? If everybody's a work in progress, Many people are broken. Many people refuse to look at their brokenness. Many people refuse to heal themselves. As their parents, we're already messed up on our own, and they're modeling our flaws. So we gonna bring in somebody we haven't vetted out that could potentially hurt them even more? To love a predator. Join the conversation. Huh? To love a predator. A potential predator, somebody who could hurt your children. When should you introduce somebody to your children? Why would you introduce them to them? You need to understand this now. When it comes to the safety of our children, it is crucial to trust our instincts, man, and be vigilant about potential risks. Do you understand? We need to explore the multifaceted effects of being skeptical of a potential lover who can come in to our lives as an undercover child predator. Do you understand me? We need to understand instincts and doubts. We need to listen to those instincts and doubts. When our instincts raise doubts about a partner's intentions, it is essential to listen to your inner voice. Ignoring or dismissing these doubts can have severe consequences. And guess who has to pay those prices? Your kids. Not just you, but your kids are going to live with that. How many times have you heard a young boy say, man, I remember my mom used to have all these different kind of boyfriends? Or how many times have you heard a young girl say, my dad was a player. He always had them coming and going. That affects the children. But what if those people that they bring into this situation are predators? How do you vet them out? Do you know? How do you educate your children? How do you balance fairness to your significant other that you want to make this thing work with and your children's safety? How do you do it? What are the legal obligations and considerations, huh? How do you create a supportive environment to where your new significant other doesn't feel threatened or challenged by your scrutiny? And your children feel empowered. Look at mama. Look at daddy. They not just letting this person sashay up in here. Come on, y'all. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get these callers in here. Bill from Altadena. Dina Love in the building. Talk to me, Bill.
How you guys doing?
We good, brother. How are you enjoying the show tonight? What are your thoughts?
I'm a little upset. See, first of all, you said you need somebody from Pasadena and Inglewood. So I'm from Pasadena and I live in Inglewood.
Come on, brother. I'm from Pasadena, too.
I know I'm from Pasadena Drive.
Let's go.
So anyway, I was molested when I was 4 years old. 2 times. And I can tell you, I remember distinctly, I knew at the time if I had told my grandmother, she would have killed him with a cast iron skillet.
Absolutely.
I knew then. I knew that. And so basically, all you need to do to solve this situation is tell your little children how to punch somebody in the eye and run to mama. That's all they got to do.
Or stab them.
Stab, well, scratch them, poke them. Do something, because what's happening is the kids are, when that was happening to me, all I could think of was, what is this man doing? Why would he want to do that? You know, so I was just curious, but as soon as he stopped, I said, well, I got this. But I just avoided it. But I never had any psychological problems because of it. But I knew that my grandmother would have killed him. I knew the protection was there, and he shouldn't have been doing what he was doing. But what I'm afraid of, with this, the way you're framing this show, is that a lot of these sisters are weaponizing this, and when they get mad at a brother, they want to accuse us of being a pedophile when we're not doing nothing but standing and minding our own business. So that's what's happening too. So if we can have another show later on, because I've been accused of being a pedophile when I was minding my own business.
So that's another show, brother. Don't be mad at this show. That's another show. I'll do that show too, brother. I will do that show too. Don't be mad now. We got to address this part. We appreciate you, Bill. Thank you, man, for calling in. LA finally showing up. LA, this your show. LA, this your show first. Y'all better get active, LA. 1-800-920-1580. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get my brother in here right now. He been on the longest. True Monger, Dallas, Texas. Let's talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, brother?
And unfortunately, this stuff isn't new. It's been going on for generations. A lot of times, those older generations, they told the children to be silent. Don't talk about what grown folks are doing. And people and kids tend to internalize this stuff, and they get older, and that resentment builds up. I can speak from experience. There's certain people when I was a kid, I ain't go around them after a while myself, just because I could see the weirdness in them. I could see the kind of stuff that they were into, how they act around kids. That always bothered me. So I kept my distance. I will watch them closer than most, because nobody would check them. Once I got of age to where I can, probably in my teens, I would start calling them out on it. And why everybody was so comfortable about it. Because they probably were molested too. And they were told not to say nothing.
So true. I need you to stay with me. When we come forward, we going back to Dallas, Texas, because True is always cooking with the rarest grease. Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody that is starting to super chat. I appreciate you guys. Here's your update. We are currently sitting at 76.97. But again, we got 60 people in here. You guys have done a great job on the likes. I appreciate everybody for the likes. Would you please, collectively, listen to what I'm asking for? Can everybody who has not done it yet support this channel financially by dropping a 5 spot? That's all I ask. The content is too good. All right? This first hour flew by in like 20 minutes. So come on, don't waste the second hour by just sitting there saying, oh, the information is free. Nah, show your appreciation. Show your appreciation for this work. That's all I'm asking. Show your appreciation. $5 roll call. $5 roll call. Katina said content is always priceless. I think it's priceless, but many people sit in here and lurk. I don't think they think it's worth nothing. But then they'll go back and I'll hear my talking points somewhere else. I need y'all to show up in the major way. Today's the day. Now's the day. This is the topic. $5.
Reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call.
Brotherhood, manhood, fatherhood. Come on. That's my brother. Baruti. Thank you, brother. Everybody follow Baruti's roll. Follow his lead. Everybody hit the like button and say thank you to Baruti. Baruti, thank you. Brotherhood, manhood, fatherhood.
Daddies, maybe. I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
It does take money to keep the church going. This is the Church of Truth. Lurkers and lovers.
Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
How do you make William so well?
So Williams. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you 9 ways to protect your child from predators or sexual abuse. So today's video is not going to be as lighthearted or fun as most of my videos typically are, because this is an incredibly serious topic, and I've actually been praying about making this video for over a year and just believe that God put this topic on my heart to speak about. The more I learn about this topic, the more I feel conviction to just share some of the research I'm learning with others so that maybe one more kid could be protected, or one more parent has the knowledge that they maybe didn't have before. And I'm going to start off by sharing with you some really staggering statistics. This is really hard to hear. 1 in 9 girls, or 1 in 53 boys, under the age of 18 has experienced sexual abuse at the hands of an adult. 82% of all victims under 18 are female. Victims are more likely than non-victims to experience the following mental health challenges. About 4 times more likely to develop symptoms of drug abuse. About 4 times more likely to experience PTSD as adults. About 3 times more likely to experience a major depressive episode as adults. This next one I think is so important. Amongst the cases of child sexual abuse reported to law enforcement, 93% of the victims know who their perpetrator is. In that 93%, the breakdown is 34% are family members, 59% are acquaintances, and 7% are strangers. All this information makes my heart so heavy and burdened to hear it. I know that this is not easy to take in, but my hope is that you do stick around for the rest of the video to learn some different ways that you...
Ladies and gentlemen, your brother Voice of Reason, a.k.a. Zoe Williams, back in the building. Heavy, heavy conversation tonight. To love a potential predator. I'm asking you to join the conversation. I'm asking you to join the conversation. It's important. I am the father of 3 adult children. I have 1 daughter and I have 2 boys. Okay? And let me tell you something. All throughout school, my footsteps loomed large. They knew when Mr. Williams was on campus. I didn't let no teachers disrespect my children. I remember when my daughter was in the 1st grade and she got moved up to the 3rd grade. And I had a conversation with the principal. I said, listen, I hope you're not doing this just to meet the 3rd grader quota. I hope you're moving her to the 3rd grade because she's shown the aptitude to do well in the 3rd grade. I hope this isn't about getting more money, because, you know, every student that sits in a seat represents a certain amount of money that is allotted for that particular grade, for that particular school. So I said, hey, I hope this ain't reindeer games. No, Prima, she's so wonderful and she's smart. And I said, okay. They put her in the class. And, they gave her something, and you know the 2nd grade is very important in terms of educational development, right? There's stuff in the 2nd grade you can't miss. She hadn't got it yet. The lady gave her 3rd grade work. Prima struggled. I'm saying her name like we just haven't, like it's just you and me. I don't mean to put my daughter out there. Anyway, she struggled, and the teacher said to her, I knew you'd be the first one to choke. When I tell you I descended on, I ain't gonna tell you what I said. I ain't gonna tell you what I said to the black principal and the Asian teacher. I ain't gonna tell you what I said. But when I tell you I descended on that school like a lightning rod from God himself. I was Daddy Lightning. I told her, mama, don't this on me.
You was Matt Barnes.
Boy, Matt Barnes, I was on fire. You're not gonna disrespect my child. You understand? I said, who are you? Who do you think you are? You think you're special because you're a teacher? You look miserable. You shouldn't be around children. You can harm their souls. You should be inspiring them instead of discouraging them. I'm ashamed of you. You shouldn't even be here. You're beneath my child and me and the rest of these students. And I'm going to tell you, I gave her even more choice words. Oh, yeah, they put her back in the 1st grade. And we had fun and we moved on from that school. I'm just saying, you got to let people know having access to our children is a privilege that can be revoked at the first sign of disrespect. Do you understand? The first sign of minimization. Oh, I got stories for all my kids. You understand me? I got stories for all of them. My oldest son was disrespected by his high school head coach because the coach was mad that he couldn't play because he was coming off a knee surgery 6 months prior. He wanted to run him in the ground. I said, no, this kid is going to Auburn. You're going to play him 15 minutes a game and that's it. So the coach, my son was messing up in school. I'll tell you the truth. He was messing up in school. So the coach put him in an extra English class to make up. He made up the English class, but in the class that the coach put him in, it conflicted with practice. I sent the coach letters. Hey, you do know that New didn't make it to practice today because of the class you put him in. Coach didn't want to respond. But then New finished the work, then came to practice, came to 2 practices before the next game. Do you know the next game, I think it was he was a senior. This is the only D1 prospect on your team. This is the leader of your team. Coach did not play him at all, the whole game. He had 50 family members there to see him play. And the coach was just being he was being sensitive. He was being controlling. He was mad that the kid blew up and he had nothing to do with it really. Because he blew up in the summer. Had nothing to do with it. Man didn't play my kid. So at the end of the game, I'm talking to the assistant coaches. I say, you know this BS, right? I'm just giving you an example of how I am as a father. I said, you know this is BS, right? I didn't say BS. I used the actual words. I said, you know this is BS, right? The way he treats my kid. My kid is supposed to be the starting point guard. He let a freshman come in because his father was some rich lawyer that bought us a new gym and new uniforms. So he let the freshman start at point guard when you got a kid with 50 offers from major D1 schools. So I'm grilling the coaches, right? I'm grilling them. I'm grilling them. And the head coach is off to the left. And I see him fake talking to another parent, but he's glancing up at me. He's glancing because he's like, Zoe is heated. Zoe is on fire tonight. Zoe is, oh my God. So then he finally walks over. And I said, you full of, you know what the rest was. And then he was like, what did I do? What did I do? And this is what set me off. I'm telling you, this was a whole ordeal. This is what set me off. I was talking to him, and then he said, you know what, I'm not listening to this. I'm out of here. And in that moment, Zoe Williams, I don't know if you've been to Santa Monica High School, but they have a sunken gym, and the seats are elevated, right? They're like stair-step seats, and they're elevated. Let me tell you something. I grabbed the rail, and my homeboy was standing right there. I grabbed the rail and leaped over the rail and landed right in front of him. I said, you a yellow-back coward, and you teaching these kids to be coward. And I gave, cussed him out real good. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. But he got in trouble because I wrote a letter to the superintendent and showed him all of the text messages that he refused to answer and all the letters and correspondence that I gave. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a parent, you got to be present. And sometimes you got to pop off because people will disrespect your kids. People will try to abuse your kids. People will try to marginalize your kids. Not on my watch. And the same happens when we bring in sketchy characters because we refuse to be lonely, or we so desperate to have somebody You understand what I'm saying? In our lives, that we'll tolerate toxicity around our kids. No, not me. So you better learn how to be skeptical. Being skeptical of a potential lover who could who could be an undercover child predator is a responsible approach to protecting our children. By trusting our instincts, educating our children about personal safety, striking a balance between fairness and safety, understanding legal obligations, and fostering open communication, we can navigate this complex terrain. This topography doesn't have to be difficult to navigate if we do these things. Remember, the safety and well-being of our children should always be top priority. And taking proactive steps is essential in nurturing love and protecting innocence. And let me tell you something. I policed the streets when my son was coming up. In Inglewood, I met all of the young little gang members and we talked every day. What you doing? I told one gang member, I said, how long you gonna do this? I said, what are you doing to make money? Oh, I sell dope. I said, well, guess what? That ain't gonna last long. You need to put that you need to buy some ATMs. You need an exit plan. You need to figure out if you might want to get a franchise, buy some wing stops. You can't do this forever, sir. I police the streets. And that's why nobody ever messed with my kids. Ever. Because I was out in the streets with them. Do you understand? So many people, man, so many people will allow some of the most toxic people you can imagine around their children and then get mad when something happens. You didn't vet them. That's part of protecting your kids. Vetting your significant others that aren't their parent. It's really that simple. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here, but I got to go forward first. When I come forward, you're going to talk to some folks around the country. Yo, I cussed that motherfucking teacher out. I said, you racist against black people, huh? Asian lady. I cussed her ass out so good, made her cry, the whole 9 yards. So you worthless. You don't deserve to be in the presence of my daughter or any of these motherfucking kids. The fuck you doing here? I was on her ass in the most intense way. The next day, that motherfucking principal, who was a sister, was like, Mr. Williams, I didn't like the way you handled it. She was like, Mr. Williams, I did not know. She said, I didn't like the way you handled it, but you were right. You were right. Prima's going back to the first grade. I said, good. I said, don't pull no shit like that again. When I tell you I was on her ass, it came down like lightning from God. Psh, what the fuck you think you doing? Oh, that's right. Put you back in the second grade. That's right. Hey, what's another R. Kelly record? Pretty brown, brown. What's that one? I don't see nothing wrong. Come back with that one. No, we got the other one, and then put that one on the list. Jailhouse Loving by R. Kelly. Boy, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. We're doing okay, guys. We're at 83.97. We're at 83.97. Can we at least get to $100? I need everybody to support. Let's go. All you lurkers, get in here. Say what's up at least. Turn it off. Just turn it off. What in the world? The boy married the girl. He was 27. She was, what, 15 or something? We got to keep these type of people away from our children. Come on. We've got to start listening to our kids, man. When our kids bring something to us that's shady about our significant other, we got to... How many times you hear people choosing the significant other's word? You gonna choose her word over mine? Yes, that's my child. Come on now. Come on. We got to protect the children. All right? Tonight's topic is a heater. We got people lined up ready to talk. Let's get them in here. Truemonger was making his final statement. Get in here, True.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're right. You gotta listen to your kids, but you also, on the flip side of that, you gotta know when your kids are trying to play you. Because there are some teens who like creating a mess, and they know exactly what they're doing by messing with an older cat, messing with someone their father or their mother might be dating. Because nowadays you don't know which way a kid will swing. And they out there being fast. And then they mess around and get caught up. But at the end of the day, you gotta pay attention to who you're seeing, who you're in a relationship with. I don't care how long it's been. You're always in a filling out process. That part never ends, really. Regardless if it's been a few months or a few years. A few years really isn't a long time. It might seem like that, but it's not. So you always got to be paying attention.
No, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Let me just say this. I appreciate you for calling. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building, man. This is a heavy topic. I know I bring high energy. I know I bring a vibe in here, you know, but this is personal. This is serious. You know, I care so much about my children. My children gave me my identity as a person. Before, I was just living and doing and moving and shaking. And when my children came into my life, when I brought them into my life, they gave me purpose. They gave me focus. They gave me strength. They gave me fortitude. And I'd be damned if I let anybody sully their spirit. You understand? Listen, I was raised in a foster care situation and then sent back to my mother in the projects in Chattanooga. Man, I was marginalized and minimized and forgotten and left for dead all the time. I said, this is not going to happen to mine. Especially not at the hands of somebody that's supposed to be my woman, my significant other. What?
Right.
Man, you better check everybody that come around your kids. Let me just say, Truemonger, thank you. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you. We've got another caller on the line. Let's get him in here. Let's get this conversation cooking. Attila from Houston, Texas. Let's go. I'm still waiting on LA to show up. Let's go.
What up, Hans? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Today's a good day. It's a good day. Texas game. I just wanted to address a few things.
Please.
So first, I feel like whatever issues, sins you don't fix right as an adult, they're going to be repeated in your progeny, right?
Mm.
So your kids are suffering based on the things that you have not, you failed to basically fix, right? So if you've got like this neediness, or you're looking for love, or whatever the case may be, and you essentially find yourself in one of these situations with a predator, your kids are going to be harmed, right? I feel like that kind of goes without saying, but there's a spiritual component to this too. The second thing, True made a statement about kids fast. Kids are not fast. They are looking for guidance. They're looking for affirmation. They're looking for love. And they're looking for it a lot of times in the wrong places. If a child is lacking a father in the home, they'll go to the nearest male that they see. I've literally seen kids do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's so
Attila, you're breaking up. Let's get your signal together, hon. You're breaking up a little bit.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
We're losing Attila. Oh no. We got you.
Hello?
Okay. All right, we got you back. Come on. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, my bad. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So basically, so the kids are gravitating towards males that they feel can give them that affirmation. They're not fast. I wish we would stop saying that. That's like a misconception. They need that love. They're going to get it somewhere, right? Is that not what we do as adults? Right? So there's that. And then I think the last thing I want to say is that the way I was raised, and I don't know if this is like a new parenting style, but my parents, they don't play that. Even now, my dad still tracks my Apple devices to this day. So I'm just saying, I don't know. You got to know where your kids are at, know what they're doing on social media. It's just, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but you also got to know who you bring into their lives.
Yes.
I mean, because their lives could irrevocably change based on one bad choice. One bad choice. Next thing you know, your kids are destroyed because you didn't vet this person out. Do you have kids, Attila?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I teach kids though a lot.
If you had some children, right? How would you protect them? How would you vet out the person? And how would you say, okay, let me introduce my kids to... What would be the necessary criteria that must be met if you were to introduce your significant other to your children? Go.
First thing I'm going to look at is character, right? So, like, if this person is a liar, if they don't have integrity, right, I can't trust you around my kids. That's going to be a problem. If something happens and you're a liar, you're lying about it, that's the absolute no. The same values that I'm instilling in them that I want in my household, that's what I would expect in my partner. So I would essentially ask questions or even kind of watch how they navigate scenarios to see if they're really about what they say they're about. With me first. If I can't even trust you with me, why would I trust you with them?
But see, this goes back to that point before about timing, because we outlined some points. And timing, in this situation, a person can act for a while. And you got to remember something about the actor. When a person is acting, when they're being inauthentic, right, to gain something from a person, to get something from a person, to get in with a person, you got to remember this about that kind of actor. It's almost like holding your breath, because you got to keep the act up. This is why parents shouldn't rush into, oh, I've seen enough. Okay, he's been around long enough. No, long enough might not be enough. You might need to go double time, triple time, just to see how long they can keep up the act. What are your thoughts?
Right. No, I think you're exactly right. I mean, another thing you can do is kind of withhold the things that you might normally give in a relationship, right? So I hate to say it, but intimacy, physical intimacy, right? Withhold that. Don't give them any money, right? So things that I think that, again, you would follow in a normal dating pattern to protect yourself, I say double that, right? So if there are no benefits that they're getting outside of just getting to know you, I don't really think a person can stay here for that long, because what are you getting out of the situation besides talking to me?
They'll be like, it's time to go. There's
Right.
nothing
Like,
here. I thought the
exactly. Like,
I thought the prospects were good around here. No, they're not,
right.
sir,
You can only do
ma'am.
that for so long.
Right.
You know, you can only do that for so long. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think we just need to be more vigilant. We cannot. This is not a time to basically lean into your wounds and say, "Well, I just want to be held." Like, hold yourself. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Hold yourself.
You should be number one for yourself. Like, you should be literally working on healing yourself all the time. Like, that's the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning, besides giving thanks to the Most High, is that. So I don't understand this, like, kind of carelessness when it comes to your children. But to me, that just shows they're careless with themselves as well. Like, it's just your bad judgment call all the way around. And it's not to shame people. It's just to say that, again, you've got to deal with your sins and your wounds, or else they're going to deal with your kids.
Now, let me ask you this. When does the significant other get to take your 16-year-old son to basketball practice without you? When does your significant other get to take your 14-year-old daughter anywhere without you? Hold that thought. When we come forward, more from Attila out of Houston, Texas. What? Hey guys, I need some callers. Nzinga, Vanetta Colbert, where are y'all? I need my peoples. I done spammed the chat with call, and nobody's calling. James B, can you call in? James B, you have my invitation for you to call in. It's a personal invitation from me to you to call in. Call in. Uptone, top shelf. Call in. Call in. Carlton Coleman. Call in. James B. Call in. I don't understand why y'all just sit here. This is crazy to me. Y'all sit here, man. Y'all gotta call in. I would be biting at the chomp to talk. My homeboy down in Florida, brother man, or brotherhood, manhood, fatherhood, Baruti, call in. You're a coach. Brother, Baruti, I know you got some insight on this. Call in, brother Baruti. Suge Mac 510, call in. And then the people in the chat don't even represent the amount of people that are actually watching. This is crazy. Listen, man. Listen, I do this show for the communication. We have to do it together, fam. This motherfucking fly, man. Hey, man, do we have a fly swatter?
We ain't got no fly swatter. It's a whole bunch of flies, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I was gonna say, no, it ain't summertime, because I've been noticing a lot of gnats and flies and mosquitoes.
Shit's crazy. It's bananas.
My boy was showing me a video that, he a conspiracy theorist, so he was saying that I guess there was this airplane that just dropped a whole bunch of mosquitoes. And ever since he told me that shit, I've been noticing a grip of mosquitoes and shit. So.
My daughter got bit by a mosquito the other day. And I heard it swelled up her face. Wow. It's okay, Vanetta. Go to bed. Just go on to bed. It's all right. Go on to bed. Good. I saw your face. It did go down. That's that LMU education. You're right, True.
I'm calling the producer Audible. I got a better record for
What you got for me?
Don't even trip. You gonna listen to it.
Hey, okay.
What's going on, Jim?
So you know this show is almost over, and it flew by. Like this show felt like 30 minutes. It flew by. This is our longest break. We come back at 36, and then there's 2 breaks, and then the show is over. Pretty Brown Mimi. We all in a deep conversation. I don't know what they talking about in the chat. Don't get upset. Yep, sometimes the parents are the predators. No, what'd you have?
I listened to both records. I'm like,
Okay, all right.
Sexually abusing 2 brothers. He was their church driver and became a trusted family friend. That man now spending his time in federal court accused of aggravated sexual abuse involving minors. Many people now wondering, how did this happen? Tonight, 9 is on your side. Our Roseanne Aragon spoke with an expert who says there were several red flags in this case. Roseanne?
Carol, they called this man a sexual predator, and they said he used lies and manipulations to get to the child. Now, tonight I spoke with a psychologist who takes us into the mind of a predator and shows us some signs that parents can look out for to keep their family safe. It seemed like the perfect storm of deception. This man, 46-year-old Jory Leedy, lied about his name and volunteered as a church bus driver. It would be on that bus where he met 2 brothers, 7 and 8 years old, and eventually abused them.
They look for an opportunity to, in a sense, have access.
Psychologist Dr. Stuart Bassman works with perpetrators and survivors daily.
One of the ways they do this is through the process called grooming.
In this cookie-cutter case, he says the perpetrator gains the trust of the family. Leedy took the kids on trips, bought them gifts, and the family a car.
They might do favors, they might do very charitable things for the children, for the parents, but their aim is not to help.
Investigators say Leedy got so close he became a father figure, eventually taking the boys to hotels where the crimes were committed. They say the parents couldn't find his background.
They're, in a sense, going to lie. And that is the part of the thrill of the person who molests a child.
Experts say many times the abuser isn't a stranger, and parents should have a healthy dose of skepticism for who cares for their child.
Going with the assumption of saying, help me to understand why I should trust you.
He says you can't rely on anyone else for a background check. Perhaps the best solution, having an open relationship with the child so they know boundaries and feel safe to tell you if they're violated.
Believe the child. Understand that the child is going to come to believe that it's their fault, that they're going to feel shame and embarrassment, which keeps them an emotional hostage.
Now, for now, Leedy is behind.
Wow. Wow. Some of the same points we highlighted tonight. This is, man, you have to be careful of who you introduce to your children. Especially if you're not doing your due diligence with regards to vetting out the person. You can't rush it. You can't force it. And if your child shows the tiniest inclination of uncomfortability, you got to go with your child over your sex drive, your loins, your loneliness, or whatever it might be. You got to go with the kid every time. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers from all over the country. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in here. Attila, jump back in here and finish your final thought, please. Yes, we can hear you. Talk to us.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So what I feel your voice is stop expecting someone else to do it, because all you're doing is putting your kids in danger. They do not need that. They need protection, love, and guidance, not somebody preying on them, who's also preying on you.
Wow. We appreciate the call. You brought Houston, Texas in the building. Look, if you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. You know the deal. You know the routine. You know the process. 1-800-920-1580. Get to the lines. I want to talk to you tonight. It's the night. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. Jump in here. Yes, ma'am. How are you? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I'm good, thank you. You're stretching me with this topic.
I'm stressing you? Stretching. Oh, okay. I got you.
I'm a breathe because I deal with a lot of anger with this.
Yes, just breathe.
Because
yes.
I didn't get the support that I needed.
Breathe it out, Callie. Breathe it out. You good. Breathe it out, baby. Breathe it out.
I was sent away because I wasn't believed by the most important person that I needed to believe me, which is my mother. So I have questions. I'm like, what does the vetting process look like? If there was ever a manual that needs to be written or a program to teach parents what to look out for, and to know whether or not your child is telling the truth or if they're lying. Because I'm like, y'all, they lock people away for doing drugs and stuff, and that's a terrible thing. But I'm like, predators? I don't know if there's recovery for them, and I know that we all deserve a chance, and healing is possible. But if there were ever people that don't need to be let back out into society, they give us these letters and say, just so you know, you got a predator living in your neighborhood. And it's like, is that really fair? Is that really fair?
Do me a favor. Just breathe. Just breathe for 1 second. Take a breath. And as you're breathing, I'm just going to tell you, I love you. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are approved of. And on this show, you are heard. We hear you. You understand? We hear you.
Yeah.
And you are safe here. Please understand, you are safe. You know, and not only are you safe, first off, you strong as hell. Do you understand? To call in here and share this with me tonight exemplifies your strength. So please understand, I know this is tough to talk about, but you did it and you are loved whether you did it or not, okay?
I appreciate you.
All right, we appreciate you too.
Thanks for covering stuff like this, because this is the stuff, this is a subject that we really need to work on and look more into very deeply, because it does a lot of damage.
Yes, yes.
A lot of damage.
We love you, Callie. Thank you for calling, baby. Thank you. Callie Soul. I'm not trying to rush her off the phone like she said I did the other day, but that's heavy. I love Callie, man. I don't want to see her hurt. And for all those parents out there who ignore when your child comes to you, shame on you. Ensuring that your children feel heard and valued in your decision-making process is paramount. Children have unique perspectives and instincts that should not be dismissed, diminished, disrespected, or disregarded. Encourage open conversation about your love life and any discomfort they may feel. Validate their feelings and reassure them that their safety is your top priority, mama, daddy. By involving them in the discussion, you empower them and strengthen the family bond. You better not choose the side, right, of a lover over your lineage. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. We got callers. We got Carl from Los Angeles. He's up next. And then we got Samantha, who called back in from Culver City. When I come forward, I'm going to take both their calls. Absolutely true. Hey, listen, we're at 93.97. If the goal is $100, we're pretty much $6 away from $100. Can we get 3 people to give $2? Can we get 6 people to give $6? Or 6 people to give $1? We need to support. We got to make this benchmark every day. It's $100. And if you got 70, 80 people watching a show, that could be done for as little as $2 or $3 a person. So do not ignore supporting this channel, especially if you enjoy the content. If you feel like the content is informative, educational, inspirational, motivational, please support. There's a $sign down at the bottom of the chat. You see that little $sign? Please jump in there and show your love for tonight's topic if you appreciate the work we put in. Nzinga just responded. We appreciate Nzinga. Thank you, Nzinga. We appreciate, oh wow, Truemonger did it again. Truemonger, you already did your thing. You know I be talking to the people that haven't done it at all. But brother, you took us to $105.96. We appreciate everybody. Really, everybody should be inspired and motivated to hit that little $sign down at the bottom of the chat and support. Suge Mac, you already did it, brother. Suge Mac 510, but we appreciate the reoccurring crew that jump in here. That $199 took us to $107.95. I'm talking to the lurkers and the lovers and the lurkers that are in the background, not saying anything, not hitting the like button, not speaking up. We want you guys to speak up too, because this is your platform as well. Thirty seconds.
Right now, cancer research.
My calls won't go through. What kind of phone you got? You got an Obama phone?
Saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking.
You got an Obama phone, don't you?
Cancer research is tomorrow's
Huh. It's all good, brother James B. Don't worry about it. This show is 10 minutes left. It flew by. Kenny, thank you. My friends and family, the voice of reason is back in the building. We've come full circle after having come forward. Live from KBLA Talk 1580, Tavis Smiley is doing an amazing job over here. The content is top shelf. Everybody's show is cooking. We on fire all week long, every day, all throughout the day. Man, I'm excited, man. It's a heavy topic tonight, and a lot of people have called in, and I just want to say thank you all for being so transparent and so open and so honest, because you've proven to the world who might be reluctant to call in that this is indeed a safe space to share. Tonight's topic: to love a potential predator. When should you bring this person into your the heliosphere of your children? You need to figure out if they are a potential predator. How do you do it? You vet them out. How do you do that? We're going to ask for therapy. We're going to do background checks. We're going to have open and honest communications. We're going to do some real talking. We're going to do some real investigating. And we're going to keep doing it for as long as necessary, for as long as it takes for everybody to get comfortable, for everybody to get to a space of, okay, you know, after maybe a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know how long, it may vary, but we gonna take our sweet damn time before you meet them kids. I don't know you. I need to know all of it. What's your communication style? Are you combative? Are you competitive? I need to know who you are before you touch down with them children. It's just that simple. Let's get these callers in here right now. The person who's been on the longest is Carl. Then we're going to Samantha from Culver City. Carl, Los Angeles. Let's go. LA in the building. What's up, good brother? Talk to me, man.
This topic is very relevant with me. Just like yesterday's show, both of these very relevant. This situation, it's not exactly what the topic is, but I'm in a space where I'm trying to set boundaries for my kids, and I'm not able to do that. And pretty much last week, there was a situation where my kid's mother's boyfriend was touching my daughter's face, and she lied and said that I said not to touch her face, which I 100% stand by her. I don't want nobody touching her face, but the mama called me, going off on me, talking about how dare you tell our daughter that and all this type of stuff.
So she was protecting the dude. Is that what you said?
Pretty much, yeah, like multiple things at the same time, going at me, and at the same time protecting him. She thought that I told my daughter to not let him do that, and I didn't even know that was a thing that was happening or not happening.
Wait, touching her face in what way? Like caressing her? Like I need to know. Give me some more details, brother.
Okay, So I never got to talk to this dude yet. I'm in a space right now looking for legal representation, trying to figure out how to get some rights to my kids. But I sent her in after being with her for the day with some toys and with some food. And she was happy about the toys and stuff. So it seemed like he's in some type of competition with me. In a space in my daughter's life or whatever. So when she's sitting there eating her food, he's in her face talking to her, and he I asked my daughter to describe what was happening, and she said he was like, you know, with his thumb and with his pointing finger kind of like caressing her cheek, kind of like, you know, something along those lines or whatever. But anything above the neck or anything in that way at all is like a red flag for me to be like, hey, keep a respectful boundary, you know?
Let me just say this. What is the nature of the relationship between you and the mother of your daughter?
It's on 10. We don't get along. She's very verbally abusive. She's very volatile. How can I put it? It's not good at all.
So let me just say this.
Talk closely.
So let me just say this real quick. If the relationship between the mother and you are not good, and you feel like it's beyond the point of no return, then legal representation is important. But if you can salvage the relationship with her mother, because that's important too. Healthy relationships that, you know, break down, break apart, where kids are involved, are still teams. You're still a team, right? Because we got a kid. So even though the intimate part of the relationship is over with, then the parental relationship is still intact. So if you can, if at all possible, you should try to mend that relationship with the mother so you guys can have a better kind of control over what's happening with your daughter. Because you guys are at odds, there's a wall put up, and it's kind of hard to know what's going on behind the scenes. And when you find out things, it's hard to vet it out as the truth because we don't know the dynamic of that particular relationship, her and the dude. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If I were you, I would do everything in my power to try to make it right with the woman so we can all be on the same page.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's that's the mode I've been on for years during the relationship and even after the relationship, trying to find some common ground.
Offer counseling.
At the same time, maintain some perspective.
Offer counseling. Say, I'll pay for it because we got to be right. We ain't got to be together. We don't have to be together, sister. But we are together as parents for the child. So don't do it for me. Do it for our baby. Let's go to therapy. Let's get some counseling. Dr. Shoshana Johnson, Dr. Shalonda Crawford, right? There's a lot of, come on, man. There's a lot of very, very talented therapists out here, brother. Let's sit down and heal this family. That's what you should be focused on. Brother, I appreciate the call, Carl. You brought Los Angeles in the building. Much respect, fam. And I hope everything works out. Samantha, you're my final call of the night. Glad you were able to call back.
Thank you. I want to thank all the callers, and I want to thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to just spit everything out that I can remember from when you first opened the hour. We definitely got to teach our kids integrity and to tell on an adult, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That it's okay to tattletale on the boyfriend, whoever's in the house, because I think you were talking earlier about prevention. Mm-hmm. One of the preventive things that I found online years ago, because I've had this situation happen, long story short, online is that one of the best ways to prevent it, because you really can't to a certain extent, is to, like, let's say I met a dude. What I would do if I did bring the guy home, I would say, sweetheart, no one in this house touches anyone in this house, and you have to let that person know in front of your child that, hey, it's not okay to touch little girls, little boys, only mommy and daddy, however you spin it. But when you take that circle your child's gonna trust you that if we're in this circle and you said that in front of this stranger that you're, getting to know, or vice versa, male or female, doesn't matter. They know that, okay, this is the rule. The rule is, guess what? I'm gonna tell. So you've given the all parties there. Hey, somebody gonna tell on somebody, and guess what? It's okay to be a tattleteller. And that's in the black community. We snitches get stitches and all this other crap. But no, I teach kids tattletale, tell it.
Tell it.
Everything.
Tell it all.
We must tell
Yes.
it all. I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna be mad. And if the dude got to go, the girl got to go.
They got to go. They got to go. They got to go. Samantha, we got to run now. You at the end of the show. We appreciate you from Culver City, Samantha. Broader City in the building. LA showed up tonight. I'll be back Monday with another slapper. Don't forget, the fire continues. Jill Monroe and her amazing RSVP show is up next. The fire continues. They still got a lot to talk about. Great show. Appreciate y'all. Heru Ali, man. Thank you, brother. Brother Heru, thank you. Brother Heru. Bro, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. You took us to $200 tonight. Thank you. All right? I'll holler back at y'all. I'm bouncing like bad checks. Deuces.